every year, one of the big parts of the Super Bowl, aside from the commercials of the game itself and everything else, and all the fanfare of the game, are the prop bets that go along with it in Vegas. When for someone who maybe doesn't have a whole lot of experience in this and is looking to get into it, what would you recommend that they look at in the prop bets that they choose?
Well, you got to figure out how the game is going to go. So, for instance, in this game, you got to think that Tampa's going to try to slow down the game. First game, Kansas City gets out of the gate and, they're throwing the ball. They're up 17-0. So the sweet spot for Tampa Bay is probably where we have Tom Brady throwing the ball between 29 and 35 times for them to have a chance to win or to stay in the game. So you want to look at the style of play. Kansas City wants to push play. They want to throw the ball. They want to make it a shootout. They usually score 30 to 50 points in every game. Tampa Bay would like to slow it down. They'd like to have a chance and maybe have the game be 24-21. So style of play, you want to look and figure out statistically how players do and how they do in that moment. So those are the things that I do. And prop plays started in 1986, the Super Bowl between the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots. And reason it came to be is Art Mantera, sportsbook director out in Vegas, thought it was going to be a blowout. So what did he do? He added William Refrigerator Perry at 20-1, first prop bet ever, to score a touchdown. So it was bet all the way down to 2-1. And when he crashed through, and I think the score was like 37-10 at the time when he scored near the end of the game, it was bet down to 2-1. So that was the start of prop plays. And now you'll find between 550 and 650 proposition bets at every Vegas sports book, and all these different states like New Jersey and 27 other states that have sports gambling, and all the different offshore sports books.
Okay. What are, and then we'll get into some of the Texas themed ones. What are some of the ones that stick out to you for this Super Bowl between the Chiefs and Bucks?
Okay, so one that I like, and I'm talking about that theme, is how play will go. Tampa Bay does not want to throw the ball 45, 50 times. First game, they trailed 17-0. Tom Brady had to throw the ball 41 times. They only ran the ball 13 times. Their sweet spot is 29 to 35 passes. The under 39.5 total pass attempts for Tom Brady. I love that. Another total with as far as a proposition play here is Mike Evans. And we're talking about, Texas themes right here. Mike Evans from originally Texas A&M, over under 4.5 receptions. I like the over. I mean, he's almost unguardable. He doesn't have to play in Green Bay weather, so used to playing in Tampa weather. So unless it's a driving rainstorm, I like Mike Evans over 4.5 receptions. And then also Alex Okafor, defensive end, formerly of Texas, playing for the Chiefs. He seems to rise to the occasion. Over under a half a sack. I like him over half a sack. I think he's going to end up with a sack here, and you can get some nice odds. You get him plus 180 there.
Okay. What is, for the people who, again, are novices, what are some of the differences between a classic choose the outcome bet and a proposition bet?
Okay. So the outcome bet is betting on the game. There's usually two ways that people bet at most. It's the game and the line. For instance, in this game, the line is 3. If you take Kansas City, they need to win by 4 points or more for them to cash and win. If it ends in 3, that's a tie. It's like no bet. It's like kissing your sister. And then if they win by 2 points or less or lose the game outright, then Tampa would win. So that's the regular normal wager. Also, people like doing, become more popular in the last 20, 25 years, is a total on the game. And that's where you add both teams' scores is 56. So if it's 56 points scored, that's a tie. 57 or more, you bet the over, you win. If you bet the under, you need 55 or less points to win your bet there.
Okay. With some of the guys, you brought up some of the guys from Texas. There's always these kind of off the game prop bets in the Super Bowl too. I mean, stuff like how long is the national anthem and
Right.
or who's going to score the first touchdown.
Right.
What's your advice to people looking at some of these off the field bets as well?
Okay, so you can have fun with them. Betting the coin toss is just chance. So why not do something that you can have fun with, maybe study it a little bit and win and have a better chance of winning? So national anthem. So my daughter goes to a school called North Carolina School of the Arts. She studies this. She's won 6 years in a row for me. This is going to be a duet this year. Last duet was in 2006. Aaron Neville and Aretha Franklin went 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So it's a duet between Eric Church and R&B artist Jasmine Sullivan. So she studied it. She knows voice. She said both of them, I'd never heard this term, have great breath support. She said that she heard Jasmine Sullivan interviewed, and she talked about this is a moment of unity. So I don't think they're going to, want to hurry them. So the last 4 have gone over. She said both of them have incredible range, and she thinks it's going over the minute and 58 seconds. She thinks it's going to go way over. So we like the over on the national anthem. And then another one is dogs. Everyone loves dogs. This is a year of dogs. If you didn't have one, you probably picked one up at the pound during the pandemic. And they have over under on the number of commercials, including that will have dogs in them. Over under is 4.5. I'm going way over. I mean, it seems like every other commercial has a dog in it. We'll go over 4.5 commercials with dogs.
Are there any commercial themed props this year besides the 4.5 with dogs?
Yeah, there's plenty of them, but there's 550 to 600 props. I mean, what I do is I try to do what I do best. And, I do watch commercials a lot, but, I don't know a lot of individual advertisers. So, I stick to what I do best, picking the game or the total or player props and a couple like the national anthem and commercials with dogs. So, there's a lot of different ways you can play it, but you want to go to your strengths.
There's a lot of talk, and you mentioned picking the game.
Yeah.
A lot of talk that the weather will be just a little less than perfect that kickoff on Sunday. You said it's Kansas City -3. Mm-hmm. Who do you like in this one?
So I think it favors Tampa Bay. Why do I say that? Because first of all, you have to figure out who the referees are. The referee in this game, who calls all the holding, is Carl Cheffers. He's called the second most amount of penalties of the 17 referees that work games each week. The third most holding penalties by the offensive line. So Kansas City has 2 backup tackles in this game. They're going to face a fierce rush. Things are a little different from when they played in week 12. Remember what happened when the New England Patriots were undefeated last week of the year, when they looked like perfect. They win and beat the Giants easy. And the Super Bowl wasn't so easy. Their opponent had seen them, had faced them, and the extra week to game plan, I think, really helps out. So I think that by Tampa having Ronald Jones back and healthy, 100% helps them. As long as, Tom Brady doesn't have to will his team or battle his team back for more than 7 points. I think they're the right side. So take nothing away from the baby goat, Patrick Mahomes, who's won 26 of the last 27 games. Tom Brady's the GOAT, and I think he's going to find a way to win his 7th Super Bowl title. I like Tampa Bay to win this game here, 35-30.
Okay. Is there anything you think I'm missing? Anything else that you kind of want to touch on as far as this Super Bowl goes?
No, it's just you want to have fun when you're watching the Super Bowl. If you're going to play prop bets, you want to probably play 10 or less prop bets, and stay safe, have some good food, and Should be one of the best matchups we've ever seen. You know, you have the GOAT and Tom Brady versus the baby GOAT and Patrick Mahomes. So two great franchises, and you know, just think, you know what, we had a Super Bowl this year.